Okay, the next part you're going to want to do here is we're going to do a detailed disassembly of the frame and its components. And first what you're going to want to do is take the pistol grips off, and they're held in by 4 screws. I've already taken those out, and these just come right off. Once you've done that, you're going to want to remove the mainspring housing, which is this part right here, and it's held in by a pin at the bottom. You're probably going to need a punch to do this. It's in there pretty good. Okay, there's that pin, and once you do that, it'll slide right off. And the next thing you're going to want to do is cock the hammer. There's no spring tension anymore because you've removed the mainspring, but it'll fall in the back position like this. You're going to need to do that so that you can remove the safety switch. The safety switch right here. What you're going to do is you're going to push the safety into the engaged position, push it up, and you don't want to really push it all the way up. You kind of want to push it sort of halfway up, which is difficult because of the spring, the plunger, which keeps it in place. And once you get that sort of halfway up, you're going to try and pull it out this way, which is difficult, but not impossible. There we go. And once you pull that out, the rod that holds on which the safety switch pivots is also the rod on which the grip safety pivots, so they will both come out. You can also pull out the leaf spring at this point. This leaf spring right there. And the plunger, you'll notice, popped out earlier when I took the safety off. The plunger goes in this little housing right there, and it's the part that it presses against the safety when it keeps the safety down when it's disengaged. The next part you're going to want to take out is the hammer. The hammer is held in by this silver pin right here. There's another pin right in front of it. You might not be able to see. It's black. And this silver pin, it only comes out the left side of the frame. It doesn't go out the right side of the frame because the safety sits on top of these 2 pins while they're in. So they both come out the left side of the frame. But we're going to take out the hammer pin, and that should just fall out. So I'm going to turn that over and shake it a little. It comes right out. And there's the hammer. Now I'm going to take out the sear and the disconnector, and they're held in by the smaller pin. And when I take these out, I'm going to take them out. I'm going to take that pin out carefully because I want to see how, or you might want to see how, those components are resting in there, so that they'll be easier to put in later because they're kind of complicated looking little components, and they can be a little bit confusing. Okay, that's the searing and disconnector together, and this is the sear component there, and this is the disconnector. Alright, once I've got those 2 pieces out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the magazine release. The magazine release, I'm going to push on it with my finger, and I'm going to rotate the little screw on here counterclockwise 45 degrees. And after I do that, it should come right out. And it's not actually a screw on here. It looks like a screw, but it's not. It's a sort of a locking lug that keeps the magazine release in place. And so you don't want to go cranking on it. It only turns 45 degrees. Either way. I mean, it only turns 45 degrees to take it out, and it only turns 45 degrees to put it back in again. So don't break that. And now once you've got that out, there's only one more component, and that's the trigger, and it just falls out the back of the frame just like that. And that's the detailed disassembly of the frame components.